Welcome to the Mission LED Mama podcast, where motherhood becomes a spiritual initiation and your mission is the medicine the world's been waiting for. I'm your host, Natalie Kataya, devoted mama, light language queen, and multi-seven-figure entrepreneur, here to guide you through the wild, the beautiful dance of raising babies while birthing empires. In this space, there's nothing off the table. The tears, the triumphs, the quantum leaps, and the late nights of wondering who you're becoming. As we dive deep into the divine feminine as business, as sacred service, spiritual expansion, conscious partnership, and leading with love. This isn't just a podcast. It's a remembrance, a recalibration, a homecoming for women who knew they came here to change the world and tuck their babies into bed. Welcome home, Mission-led mama.
Welcome back to another Mission-led mama podcast with your host, Natalie fucking Kataya, guys. Today I have a Mission-led Dada. And this man is incredible. He has 4 children. He has a beautiful wife, and both of them are incredible leaders in our industry. Not only that, but I've actually been a fan of yours for, I would probably say 8 years. And Warren and I both absolutely love what you do for humanity, how you be as a human, how you show up in the world, and getting to know you more and hearing about what an amazing dad you are. It is so fucking beautiful. So for those of you who are now just tuning in, this podcast today that I'm going to speak about with Preston, we're going to go really deep into fatherhood, into familyhood, into business life, and how we get to marry all of it, because we are all of it. So Preston, thank you for being here. I'm so honored to have you here. For those people that don't know who you are, please share with them, who are you and what do you do with your life?
Yes. Awesome. Well, first of all, thank you for having me. It has been a pleasure to swim in your world and really get to meet both of you and this little nugget dog and cute little baby, your perfect little boy. It's birds of a feather often flock together.
Mm-hmm.
And the crazy in me recognizes the crazy in you, and I feel blessed and grateful to have this opportunity to drop in. For those of you who are unfamiliar and you're asking yourself, who is this 6'2" beautiful chocolate drop? It's Preston Smiles. And what I like to say is I'm a messenger of love, sent here to remind us of the one truth, which is love is all there is, was, and ever will be. That manifests itself in many ways. I've written multiple books. The last one was called Spiritual Millionaire. I am the proud dad of 4 beautiful children, 2 furry children, 1 amazing wife. I lead workshops, embodiment and somatic workshops all over the world, and train coaches and facilitators to be better somatic facilitators. There's a lot. I have a relationship community with my wife called Relationship Rewired. And ultimately, I am a child of God and somebody riding the waves of life and enjoying the process as I do.
I love this. Thank you for sharing this. And when you think back to, what it was first like when you guys first came into parenthood, what was it like for you going from this really successful entrepreneur, killing it, both you and Alexi, both absolutely killing it in the industry? What was it like when you first came into parenthood?
Yes, it was like a freight train, both of us, and destroyed a lot. It's, I think oftentimes we think that when we find the right person, everything will be perfect. We have children, it's going to be so cute. We're going to take our Instagram pictures and everything's going to be great. And, nobody prepares you for a colicky, crying baby.
Yeah.
Nobody prepares you for, 4 nights of not sleeping. Nobody prepares you for, who's going to do what, when, and the identity shift that has to happen for everybody. Most men and women, it's not necessarily glorified what happens depending on what that birth looked like. And, we've had the opportunity 4 times. One, we lost the baby. 3, we didn't. And all 4 times was different.
Yeah.
Had a at-home birth that was with no drugs, absolutely nuts. That was a full ceremony. And to watch my wife basically die and surrender and shapeshift and to have this little being come out and then the doula and the what's the other one called?
Birth keeper or midwife.
The midwife and the doula. They were there for like 30 minutes and then there was just us.
Yeah.
Like that moment is absolutely crazy. We've had, hospital births, we've had VBACs, all of the things. And the real talk of it is having children is such a privilege.
Yeah.
And it instantly matures and levels you up, whether you want to or not. And that's exactly what happened for both of us. It was equal parts amazing and beautiful and equal parts like, what? Like, who am I? What am I? What am I doing? What do I care about now that this person is sitting on my couch? This extra dude is just sitting here. What do I do?
And I'm responsible for that dude forever.
Yes.
Man, it's so wild. I'm thinking about like all of our programming and our conditioning is then going to be literally brought into this other person's world and we're shaping its world, like so much responsibility. So going into that, I would love to know, what are some of the principles that you guys live by in your family life? What are some of the non-negotiables that you have for your family, like having 4 children? I said this to you earlier, but I'm going to say this to everyone right now. I literally want to kiss the ground of any other parent that has any more than one baby, because I'm like, there are so many challenging moments in our life right now. We're in the trenches. Godwin's 8 months old, guys. I'm hardly sleeping. I'm breastfeeding. I'm pregnant. I'm vomiting. Like, it's a whole thing.
Yes.
And yeah, I'd just love to know, like, what are some of the family principles that you guys live by that actually allows your family to keep in more harmony and be more succinct and all the beautiful things?
Yes. There's quite a few. The first one is we create and lean into and have a culture of celebration.
Ooh, I love these.
Yes, we celebrate each other. We celebrate ourselves. We make sure that we are making deposits into the emotional and physical and spiritual bank account of each other, because both Alexi and I have come to the understanding that we co-regulate each other and that, life is a team sport. And, I want to be a really good teammate to her and pour into her and vice versa. So we have a culture of celebration. That's one.
And when you say celebration, do you mean as in like, what have you done today? Yay, let's celebrate this. Or do you mean like dishwasher's done? Woo, high five. Like, what do you mean specifics?
A little bit of both.
Cool.
But mainly, we understand that what you appreciate appreciates.
Oh, I love it, I love it, I love it.
And what you celebrate in yourself and in others gets repeated. And so nobody, obviously, you do what you do and you figure it out and you make a way. When you have a family, you make a way. Sometimes we can get so interwoven in making a way that we forget that this person, both people, are going the extra mile. And every once in a while, you just need to hear, good job.
Yeah.
Mom. Good job, Dad.
Yeah.
Like, hey, babe, I saw what you did earlier. I really appreciate that. Hey, babe, thank you so much for cooking for us. It means the world to me. Let me clean the whole house. Let me wipe off the countertops. Like, or just celebrate you for like the extra mile that you go, right? It's so that we don't feel like we're being taken for granted.
We have this little thing that Warren and I do every single night. And we play this game called I Appreciate. So it's like, I appreciate what you've done today. I appreciate you've done this. And I appreciate you've done this and this and this. And like, it's just really reminding the tiny little things that we did all day, when it can be so simple, like you said, of just like washing down the countertop or getting the groceries or just like the tiny little, like life things, right?
Yes.
And we love it. And we actually noticed it was probably like a 2-week window that we didn't do it. And that's when like there was so much more tension building. Hey, versus just taking that 5 minutes to be like, hey, babe, I love you. Thank you so much.
Yes.
So that's cool. So you do, one of the things you do is celebration. What other things you do in your family, like principles to
Yes.
keep a succinct household?
Yes. So another one is regulate before you relate.
Ooh, I like it. It's like deep breathing sort of sitch.
Yes. All of the above, whatever is needed to regulate. So for some, regulation looks like, taking what we call a stress break, where you, when you release, for, body mapping, shaking, going and taking a walk, going and sit in a sauna, whatever is needed for each of us to be regulated, so that when we are relating to each other, we're not relating from a survival body, from a survival response, from a fight, flight, freeze, or appease moment. That's super important, because we are both we understand that nervous system is
the key to life.
Is the thing.
Yeah, it's
everything comes down to nervous system.
Yeah.
And so if my nervous system is regulated, and that doesn't mean calm. There's a common misconception that regulation equals calm. Regulation equals responsiveness, right? Can I meet the moment with what is needed and necessary? When I'm regulated, I can bring fire when fire is needed. I can bring water when water is needed. When I'm dysregulated, I can only bring what I have the capacity to hold in that moment. And so we continue to expand our capacity by way of regulating before we relate, especially when there's tension and static on the line. We both take our timeouts. Okay, let me regulate, because I'm about to relate in a way that's going to be a fight.
Oh, so there's like a timeout moment where I was like, hey, let me just have a timeout.
Yeah. Yes.
This is life-changing.
That.
Wow.
Here's the beautiful part.
Yeah,
the second piece to that is connect before you correct. So we regulate and before we relate. And then when we go into the relating, we connect before we correct. Hey, I know it wasn't your intention to do X, Y, and Z, because I know the type of dad you are. I know the type of mom you are. Yeah. I know that you care so much about our children. However, when you do X, it feels a certain type of way for me. So could you help me? Could we take another look
together.
at that? Yes.
Yeah. I love this. Wow. What a beautiful piece. Thank you. That'll be so helpful in our next conversations. I call them deep conversations that Warren and I get to have. I love this. And so what else? What else do you do in family life that allows you guys to be in harmony? 4 children, I'm going to assume, is a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's pure chaos.
Yeah.
Often. I think that's one of the things that we do both really well is we unhook from the ideas of what things should be. Because should often, and we were talking about this at lunch, is the marketing machine.
Yeah.
Should often is connected to the marketing of a good mom, a good wife, a good dad should have clean countertops, should never have it be messy, should have X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
All those shoulds are often childhood programming. And so, especially when you have young kids, the idea of controlling every single part, it's not
possible.
Not something you do.
Yeah.
But if you do, then you're just going to traumatize your kids for the sake of your wounded ego.
Yeah.
And so our like major conversation is, okay, there are things that make it easier for each of us to operate in this household. And we're not going to get so fixated and so locked in on it that we become rigid and we make the house scary and so it doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
So my wife's a super Virgo A-type personality. She likes everything to be clean and nice. And she's mature enough to go, okay,
life's happening, kids are kidding.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. I'm one of those people. I have this weird OCD thing around like dog hair and
do your dogs shed?
One of them
does.
And it kills me.
Yeah, right.
And like dust on the floor, or like I will vacuum every day.
Yeah. Wow.
Like I'm one of those kind of people.
Okay.
I'll sweep.
Yeah.
And sweeping actually feels good to me. So it's not like a chore.
What kind of sweeper do you have? What kind of broom do you have?
Yes.
Do you have like one of those little like Asian ones, with like all the straws? Like,
Yes.
yeah, cool.
I have I
have all the types.
I have a multitude of vacuums and sweepers.
I'm over here with some sweepers, guys. It's just a little thing. Okay, cool. I know what to buy for your birthday.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep. So yeah, just basically getting out of our own way and creating space to be influenced by our children.
I love this.
I think a lot of times we think because they come from us, they belong to us. And that's true to a degree, but especially, and you'll see as your kids get older, these little suckers are who the fuck they are. Like they came and they are who they are. And yes, we can influence and they're malleable to a degree, but instead of trying to force this child to be like what I think they should be, we allow the children to influence us.
Yeah.
And we influence each other. And it's this beautiful dance that happens in our household where, you know, if my daughter she's an overachiever just like her mom, right? We give them chores, and everybody has like, the playroom, and this person has to clean the movie room, and this person has to clean the laundry room, and everybody has a chore. She wants to check everything. And I brushed my teeth, and I did my hair, and I did right?
Wow.
When it's her turn to lead, we let her lead.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a natural gift that she's just responding with, and you're like, yes, let's harness this.
Yes.
What a beautiful gift. Yeah, cool.
Mm-hmm.
So what's it like being a father who is so incredibly present and shows up for his kids every day, and then also running a business? Because for me, you know, one of the things that I've really struggled with lately is being like, how can I be this incredible entrepreneur that I know has this light to shine, and I know I want to be of service to people, and I know you share those same values, but then also being like, fuck, I really want to be present. And I know as an entrepreneur, we get to do both. We've both got team can do our stuff. And also, how do we marry it at such a succinct level that feels so in harmony and balance? How did you do it? How do you do it?
Yes. Teamwork.
Yeah.
Teamwork is one. Two, scheduling is super important. And then sticking to the schedule to the degree that you can. Our kids are in school. So if you were to look at my schedule, you'll see that almost all my calls are Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I basically have nothing on Fridays. And all of those calls are during a time when the kids are not home. So I just don't even play the game called running a business when the kids are home, because they will interrupt whatever I'm doing. When we do, we tag team. So for example, when Alexi has coaching calls and things of that nature, I will say, for example, everybody out. And we're fortunate to live on 4 acres and have it completely gated and all that stuff. So we just kick the kids out. We're like, go, everybody outside, and we'll go play and we'll do stuff. And while that's happening, she's doing a call. Sometimes, I'm still working on this. Sometimes they'll be like, where's mommy? Because they want mommy all the time. And I'll go, mommy's gone. And they'll be like, is she though? They know I'd be lying. Yeah. I just don't want them to know that she's in the office. Yeah. Because they
now just going
on the door while she's doing her call.
Yeah.
So we've had to put like full blackout curtains and like lock everything, because they will find it. They can sniff her out.
Wow.
Here's the crazy part. I am an amazing dad, and I still don't hold a candle to her. Mommy is God. Mommy is everything. Wow. And hats off to moms, because there's just something about all our safety coming from moms. Anytime my kids get hurt, that's the first name that comes out of their mouth, even though I'm right there. Like,
or you're like, Mom, she's a best.
I get it.
Yeah.
They come to me for other stuff, and if she's not there, they'll jump right in my arms and cry and all the things. I just don't let it happen so long. I think that moms typically are so nurturing and caring. Like, this is a funny thing. So we have 3 boys, 1 girl. And the boys, especially because I was a little boy who was so attached to my mom, I understand the game. Boys, and I'll say our boys, will, let's say they're fighting and one person falls off the couch, right? If I'm there, just me and the boys, they will fall off the couch, look around, and then keep playing. If she's there, they will fall off the couch, dramatize themselves like they got their head chopped off, scream, "Mommy!" Right? She comes running or whatever the case may be. And this is the funniest part. She'll pick them up and they'll be, and over the shoulder, and I'll come around on the other shoulder and I'll be like, and they'll be like laughing so hard because they know they're playing a game. They're doing a thing just to get her nurtured. And I'll be like, let me see your face. And they'll try to hide their face. And I'm like, if you smile right now, daddy knows you're playing games. And they'll be like, oh, no.
Wow.
It's all a game to get mommy's love. It happens all the time.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful, isn't it?
It's cute.
It is actually so beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder, why do they do that? Because they want to be with mom.
Yeah. I think everybody ultimately wants to be nurtured and cared for. And especially when you have multiple children.
Yeah.
There's a level of competition that happens with kids where they start to figure out, if I'm hurt, I get more attention. If I scrape my knee and I need a Band-Aid on my boo-boo, then mommy's gonna go get the Band-Aid and she's
gonna love on me.
And she's gonna talk to me.
Oh man.
And so they start to associate, if I cry, if I feel some pain, mommy will be here, and then that's my time. And so
God, that's so clever.
It is.
I love it.
It's super clever.
It's the way forward of them figuring things out. Hey,
we put our kids to bed all the time, and those little suckers, one by one, come walking down the hallway, and it's, they always have an excuse. There was a sound in the bathroom. Therefore, I must sleep with you for the rest of the night. I'm like, no, there's no sound. Like, yes, there was. Okay. I go look in the bathroom. Nope, nothing's here. Go back to bed. 30 minutes later. I had an itch on my elbow that needs to be scratched by mommy. Therefore, I need to sleep with you for the rest of the night.
They're like, get out of my bed.
No ass out of this.
That's so fun. And so do you let them all come into bed as well? Yeah, of course. It's so one of those things, eh? We co-sleeping at the moment. And Warren and I were like, we'll get a sleep consultant because we're not sleeping. We wake up every half an hour some nights. And she's like, do you put him in a cot? And I was like, well, we've tried it a couple of times. And she's like, does he sleep better? I'm like, nah, not really. Mm-hmm. And so we've just accustomed to we love him in the bed with us. We love waking up next to him. We love being with him. And it's like, it's one of those things we just love. So we're like, we're surrendering to this.
Exactly. It's a double-edged sword.
It is, yeah.
It is smart, though, and biologically correct to be close to you. It's a Western thing to be like, the baby was born on Tuesday. On Friday, it sleeps by itself. It gets its own apartment and drives itself to school now that it's...
You dress yourself and go and get yourself a job. Pay your bills. Of course.
Such a Western thing, you know? Like, of course, especially when you have a brand new baby. Our kids are freaking, 5 and 7 and 4, and those little suckers still come in our room. I pick them up one by one and take their little asses back in their bed. But I was up to Alexi, and she gets tortured. She doesn't sleep. They're kicking both of us. They turn sideways. They put their arm up here and then elbow us down the night.
But she loves it.
But she loves it.
I know. I'm the same. At the moment, sometimes have Leo sleeping on one side of me. And I'm also like, man, I shouldn't let him in bed. Like, I'm pregnant again, going to have another baby. There's going to be 2 babies in the bed. I'm like, I should probably put Leo in his bed. But then I'm like, I don't spend as much time with him anymore, which I'm sure is going to be the same with my kids, right? So funny. So how do you feel when you are traveling and you have to go away for events and stuff? It's one of the things that I've actually thought about a lot is like if we run events nationally or even internationally, how will I feel if I have to be away from the kids? Like what is that like for you? Did you do that in the younger stages?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Especially then. Here's the thing. Our science right now can track life back to East Africa. And if we really just sit with biologically what is real and true and what's not, what's Western marketing, it's a Western marketing tactic to trick moms, especially into thinking that they have to be with their children at all times.
Yeah.
it's a good thing for children to have space. It's a good thing for them to be with aunts and uncles and grandmas. It's a good thing for them to be with safe people and to have moments where mommy isn't there at all times. Yes, in the beginning, the very beginning, of course, they need to be with mom as much as possible. But, we've coached women who are like, they'll come to our workshop and they'll say, this is the first time in 9 years that I haven't been with my children. And I'm like, what? Yeah,
Yeah, it's wild.
but I understand it's the mom guilt. It's
it's the programming from their parents and their society and all the bullshit.
And it's biology, right? There's that overlap of, these little beings growing inside of you. We think it's about the babies. The baby's going to miss me. No,
It's
you're
the mother.
it's the baby.
The mother needs it.
That, right?
Totally.
It's such a catch-22 as well. And we've had this happen so many times. We'll travel across the world where, we'll land in Greece or wherever. And we're like, yay, good time. Yeah, baby's at home with grandma. And then within 45 minutes of being in Greece, we're looking at videos of our children. I went to Burning Man 2 years ago. I landed on a Sunday. I went out, I danced, I had a good time, rode the bike, all the things. I came back, and by midday Monday, I was like, I gotta go home. I
gotta see my babies. Yeah.
And I booked a plane flight right out of Burning Man and went right back home. And that was the year that they got apocalypsed. And I left one day before.
Yeah, well, I was there maybe 5-6 years ago. I fucking loved it. It's such a cool place. They actually always said I want to take our babies. I'm like, it's such a cool place. Yeah, it's so cool.
When they're 9.
Yeah, I think they need to be a little bit older so they can get with the dust whole situation. Hey.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So what's been created since your children in business and life? What have you birthed? What have come to creation, to fruition for you?
Yeah. One of the gifts of having kids is it puts everything into perspective. And when we found out we were pregnant with our first son, Kingston, within 7-8 months, I had already doubled my income at that point. And every child brings so much abundance. Right? They bring an abundance of joy and laughter and just energy into the home. And for the entrepreneurial person, they also bring an abundance of, okay, there's only so much time now. Right? When I was single and I didn't have kids, I can just sit there all day and Netflix and chill.
Yeah.
Now that I have a child or children, I need to be very specific and strategic about what I do and don't do, what I say yes to and what I say no to. And for me and Alexi, we always did really well, especially even back in the day. But we went into the multi-millions after our first kid because, especially the twins kicked everything off to a whole nother level.
Well, a double whammy, right? You got two babies giving you all this joy and all this love, of course.
Yes. So we've created a lot of abundance, and one of the things, and I think all entrepreneurs should steal what I'm about to say, that I've come to understand is that everybody's somebody's baby.
Yeah.
And so when you operate from that level of understanding, that no matter what show or thing they're putting on, whatever muscles they have or whatever fancy watch or car or whatever, underneath all of that, that's somebody's baby.
Yeah.
And everybody at some level is usually looking for the conscious mom or dad they didn't get. And so when you assume that position and you actually know who you are and what you bring, that can be a game changer no matter what the business is. I was coaching somebody recently here in Byron Bay who has an electricity company. And he was like, man, I can see how learning to play in the embodiment space, right? Because there's content, there's context, and there's containment. And a lot of people just work on content. They just say words. They don't have the context of everybody's somebody's baby. Therefore, they do not create the containment of safety not just in their body, but in the body of the people around them. And for me, knowing that that's the work that I need to do with my children, I just do it with everybody else too.
Yeah.
Right? Because I can tell them with my words, hey, we are a family that operates from love. We are a family that apologizes. We are a family that opens our hearts when everybody wants to close them. But that's just words. Can I be the context of that? Can I be the embodiment of that in such a way that it creates safety in our household? Right? First stage, early version of me, when Alexi and I would get in fights and stuff, I would just run away and blame her and be mad and come up with all my stupid excuses. But as I've grown, and that's one of the gifts of being a parent, is you can't just run as fast as you used to. Right? You're just dating somebody regularly, they get on your nerves, you're like, screw it, we'll break up and keep it moving. But the gift of having a child involved is you have to think twice and 10 times before you make certain moves. And it's been really helpful.
And it's like keeping consistent and actually doing the work. Hey, my last big event we had a few months ago, I walked in for the first time actually being in the mother archetype. And I remember thinking to myself as I walked into that event, if all I do is hold people for 2 seconds longer in a hug, in that mother hold, I guarantee you people will have the transformation versus like me having to get them the breakthrough and the NLP language and the tears and the da-da-da-da-da. And I had a lady come up to me, it was the last day, and she said to me, all I needed this whole entire event was for you just to hold me. And I was like, fuck, there is something so like innate about the depth of just being held by a mother. And just having that nurturing that just flows, and that just like that connection. It was so, so, so pure. And she could just drop in and just cry and cry and cry. And there didn't need to be words exchanged. It was just like this beautiful moment we both shared together. And I didn't need to ask questions. I didn't need to ask her where she went. I didn't need to ask her all the pieces where prior me, maiden Nat, would have asked her, like, babe, what came up for you? What happened for you? But Mother Nat was like, I love you. No words need to be said. And it was just like this beautiful knowing of like, oh, I've had this like evolution. And now I get to bring motherhood into actually being a facilitator. I get to bring motherhood into being a coach. And it's so different, isn't it? Becoming a parent and actually doing this work. So yeah, I fucking love that we're on this path. So my next question to you then would be, if parents right now are struggling to have that identity of, I want to be in business, I want to be an entrepreneur, but I also really want to be and show up for my family, what piece of advice would you give to them to let them really land in the fact that they can do it all?
Well, I would say you can't do it all, but you can do those two things, right? You got to give up to go up. And what I would challenge anybody who says, hey, I want to have a powerful family and I want to have a powerful career, I'd say, well, then you get to let go of social media scrolling. You get to let go of some of that emotional eating. You get to let go of the sexting that you do, the inappropriate, stupid stuff. You get to let go of the Amazon purchases that you spend too much money on. You get to let go of all these other things because you can't keep everything at the same level. Some things have to give and go. One of the questions I have my clients sit in is, for the sake of what? So I want to have, this big business. Okay. For the sake of what? So that I can make a lot of money. And okay, and then you make a lot of money for the sake of what? And ultimately what it comes down to, and we had this conversation off air, is a lot of people have invisible opponents. They have people they're still trying to prove stuff to. So it's really not about the business. It's about showing the bullies or the person who called you a hoe in high school that you finally made it and that you're good enough. So
Georgia doesn't give a fuck, girlfriend. Get on with it. Yes,
exactly. There was somebody we were coaching this past weekend, and she answered the question. I said, what are you really doing this? Who are you afraid will judge you, because she was talking about how she wanted to go on social media and she wanted to create a personal brand, but she did not want to do it because she just didn't want to be judged. And I said, but by who? She's like, like people. And I was like, no.
No. Who's the person?
Yes. And she was like, Shayna. And I was like, that. Shayna fucking owns you.
Yeah.
I was like, hashtag Shayna owns you. Right. And I was like, our new hashtag is hashtag fuck that bitch.
Fuck that bitch. Yeah.
And so you can't disown that which you've never owned.
Yeah.
And you can't intervene in a world you can't see. And so I would tell anybody who wants to grow the business and have the family, look at what's in the way. What is actually occurring? Why do you want this business?